you here, but I want you to just start with your eyes closed and your palms up or down, but you want your arms to be completely relaxed on your lap. Start with some really deep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We talked in our last session about diaphragmatic breathing and the importance of diaphragmatic breath. So the importance of that diaphragmatic breathing, you're noticing here that the diaphragm goes all the way around your entire rib cage. It attaches to every part of your rib cage. And when you inhale, it descends downward so that you can make space for your lungs to expand. And on your exhale, the diaphragm pushes the air out of your lungs. So start to think about that vertical action. Inhale, allow the ribs to expand, allow the diaphragm to descend downward. And as you exhale, just visualize the diaphragm going up and pushing the air out of your lungs. Inhale, allowing that diaphragm to descend down, getting that vertical type expansion. And then as you exhale, allow the breath to fully come out. All of the air comes right out of the lungs on that exhale. So think of your expansion on the inhale and then a condensing sensation on the exhale. See if you can find the deepest breath possible, and at the top of your breath, hold and pause for a count of 3. On the last part of your exhale, stop at the end of the exhale and see if you can pause again for just 3 counts. Inhaling, allowing that expansion to occur, pausing at the top of the breath, and then exhaling and pausing at the bottom. I'm going to allow you to do that in your own time, but I do want you to think about that deep expansion and that pause at the top, and that deep condensing and the pause at the bottom. This is a very soothing, calming type of a breath pattern. Stops your mind from chattering. Allows the body to fully explore and expand with oxygen. That internal movement, that sensation of movement from your breath. Take one more full breath in. And on your exhale, fully expand and let everything come out. Let go and release any tension. And we're going to start with our hands now, going behind our head. So just comfortably place your hands so that you're kind of cradling the base of your skull right into the hands. And then on your inhale, allow your chest to open, pressing your elbows back. Let the head just drop into the hands. And then as you exhale, start to round and drop the chin and pull the elbows toward each other as you round your spine forward. Inhale, spreading those elbows, letting the head drop into the hands, opening the chest, opening the heart. And as you exhale, softening the sternum, allowing it to sink down as you bring those elbows toward each other. Inhale, allowing that expansion with your breath to open you, whole front wall of your spine opening. And as you exhale, soften, round, and feel that stretch through the spine. Continue in your own breath pattern, so you're inhaling to allow your breath to help open and expand your lungs. As you exhale, you're softening and sinking, allowing that exhale to release tension. Continuing with that breath, inhaling, going at your own speed and with inside your own breath. Exhaling, softening, sinking through the heart, and then expanding through the heart. Widening and broadening the whole sternum. Exhaling. On the next inhale, just bring yourself up to that vertical spine position and allow your hands to open to the sides and come down onto your thighs. From here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to round the spine, letting the arms slide down the thighs, bringing the chin in toward the chest. And as you exhale, start to slide your hands back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and pull your elbows back as you extend. Inhale to round the spine. This time we're breathing in on that flexion, so we're feeling that breath travel into the back of the body. And then on the exhale, pulling the shoulder blades together, squeezing those arms back, lifting the chest, opening up the whole front wall of the spine. Inhale, going back into your flexion. And then exhale, coming back through into extension, that nice wide open collarbone. Inhale one more time, allowing the arms to just slide down your thighs. And then exhaling, come all the way through to your extension, pulling your shoulders back. And then come back to vertical. That should have felt really nice, like really flowy pattern. From here, this is something new I'm going to try with you today. So I want you to take your hands and just cross them here at your shoulders. So just like you're hugging your shoulders. Now, this is called a thoracic spine, which is this mid part of your back. It's this part of the spine where all of your ribs articulate, so that all the ribs come into the thoracic spine. The cervical, you don't have ribs. In the lower back, you don't have ribs. But at the middle here, where the rib cage is, that's the thoracic spine. So the hands are here. What's happening is we're going to make a circle around our thoracic spine. So drop your head first and your shoulders. We're going to start in this round position. You're going to go toward your right, and you're making a rotation going all the way back, letting your head and shoulders drop back a little bit. Go through your left side and come all the way back and around. Continue going to the right. This is going to be an inhale as we go into that back, and then an exhale as we come around. See if you can keep that pelvis nice and stable in the sitting position that you're in. And just visualize this rotation happening along those ribs. Inhaling, letting the head sort of follow the spine. Exhaling, coming into flexion. We're going to do that one more time. This should feel really nice. This is a really nice mobilizer for that whole mid-body. Now stop in the middle, take a breath in there. Exhale. Now start to go the opposite way. So inhaling, going to your left side, all the way, widen around, and then bring yourself back through the center again. You can go in your own breath too, so inhale in your own time, exploring that sensation of that big circular pattern. You can even minimize the circle if it feels like it's too much. Inhaling, going around in that circular pattern. Exhaling around, and the circle is being initiated by the rib cage. Inhale, right at the lowest ribs, and then exhale around one more time. Inhaling, coming back and around, and then exhale. Come back to center, inhale, and come back up to vertical. Notice how that feels. Can you feel a difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should feel really nice. Now, going on from there, we're going to go into an upper trapezius, which is that muscle that's here in the back of your neck that many people have problems with. It gets really tight and angry at times, especially in times of stress. So we're going to start by sitting on our hand. So put your hand here and sit on your hand, the right hand. Now, really important, you're going to start with your head upright, but then tilt your ear towards your opposite shoulder and press that shoulder down, that right shoulder. Now, the next thing that's super important here is you turn your head, but then you tuck your chin. Tucking of the chin as much as possible is what's really going to expose that muscle, that upper trapezius muscle. Stay there, and now use your breath and see if you can find that space. See if you can bring your breath up to that top lung and expand it into your shoulder. Remembering that the chin tuck will really facilitate more stretch up into the neck, right into the base of your skull. Inhaling into that space, pulling that shoulder back and down. We're going to stay there for 2 more breaths. Remembering to keep that chin tucked. Now, the first thing to come out of it is you release your hand. Then you lift your head and you slowly bring it back to center. And just take a moment to notice the difference. Feel your shoulders, feel your neck. Can you sense that? It should feel really open through that side. Okay, so sit on the other hand. Starting by sitting, just to pin that hand down, your head is straight to start, then you take your ear and you drop it toward your right shoulder. When you do that, you can press your opposite shoulder down. From there, you notice what you're stretching. Now you probably feel it just toward the center right here in the front, right? As you turn your head, notice how it goes to the back a little bit. And then notice as you tuck your chin, how it exposes the entire muscle, all the way from your shoulder blade up into your base of your skull. Now you've exposed that space. It's time to take the breath. Inhale it nice expansively up into that space. So take a deep breath. Really fill up through the upper lungs, all the way into the next space, and then exhaling to let it go. So continue with that breath, continuing with exploring. Perhaps maybe you turn your head a tiny bit. Explore where you find the pleasure. I'll say that. Inhaling. And exhaling. You may notice that one side is tighter than the other. We oftentimes are not symmetrical, carrying things on our shoulders or holding a bag. So it's important for us to spend as much time on both sides, giving them equal attention and love. Now you're going to take one last breath in for this pose, and then you're going to release your hand, bring your head back up, and then turn it back to center. Just roll your shoulders back. Take your hands now and place them on your shoulders and start that elbow rolling back and forth. That should feel really good now. If you are sitting up on something, we're going to come off that now and we're going to go onto the mat. So relax your arms down by your sides. If you're using a ball, just let it go away. We don't need it again. We're not going to use it again. And then from there, you're going to take your hands behind you and your feet in front of you. So the hands behind you position, what's important about this is that you don't sink into those shoulders that you just mobilized, right? You want to press out of them and open your feet really wide. In fact, as wide as the mat. Then you're going to allow that knee to drop, and then you're going to rotate the other one and drop. So it's just a knee drop. Drop and drop, drop and drop. This should feel really nice. You can open your feet as wide as it is necessary. If you have longer legs, you're going to have to go a little bit wider. Drop it. And notice if you shift your body with your upper body side to side, you start to mobilize the shoulders, right? That's going to feel really nice. So you're pushing from side to side. What's stable here is your head, right? You're kind of just looking forward. Try not to look into the screen. Side to side with those knees. Now you're going to do a little pulse. Pulse, 2, 3, and switch. Pulse, 2, 3. You want to let that leg bone drop in, drop in, drop in, and out. Let the weight of the bone help you to get that stretch. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Come up. One more, 2, 3, and come back up. From there, just bring your feet in together. I'm going to face you, and you can place the soles of your feet together in cobbler's pose. So you take your toes and you try to get your big toes and your baby toes to line up. And now as you pull, press your leg bones down. You're going to pull your shoulders back and down, and then I want you to visualize. You can close your eyes if you need to, but visualize the tailbone really driving down toward the mat as you pull the crown of your head up. So you're getting that elongation. See if you can sense that elongation through the entire spine. Inhale, elongate, and then on your exhale, release your legs a little. Inhale, pressing them down as you elongate the back of the neck, that crown to tail, and then release it. Let's do that again. So inhale, elongating that crown to tail. Exhale, releasing. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, pressing down, pulling those feet toward you with your hands, and then releasing down. Perfect. Okay, from there, we're going to use our strap. So we're going to go into first a double leg forward fold. So I've got my feet out in front of me, and I'm sitting up tall on the sit bones. Again, you can sit up on a towel rolled up or a pillow if you're really tight. If you take some of you may not need this strap, or you could use a towel, but some of you that are a little bit more tight might like it better, so you place that strap just around your feet, and then you walk down onto the strap wherever you need. And what I want you to do here is pull on the strap so your spine gets into that straight spine position that we just talked about. And think about squeezing your quadriceps, which are these muscles in the front. Pull the kneecap up. When you do that, you're going to notice how your hamstrings stretch more. Now, the best thing to do here is to widen your elbows and pull your long spine toward your legs, and then release it. What I'd like you to do is, as you're going into that position, as you're pulling and going down, notice the tension along your back of your legs, and then come back. The reason I say notice the tension is because there's going to be some tension. It's like you're pulling an elastic band, right? It gets a little bit taut. So that's what's happening with your hamstring. You're pulling, maybe even you're feeling your calf, okay? And then you're releasing. So you're just coaxing it. You're coaxing it into an elongated position without any ballistic pulsing or anything, just allowing sort of that sensation. So you're inhaling, coming over, and then coming back. Now, if you're comfortable with it, you can let go of the strap and maybe grab your legs. Grab a hold of your legs or your feet if you can touch them, and pull yourself into that same position, but then let your body drop forward. As long as you're hinged at your hip by pulling your spine first, then you can allow the upper body to round forward. It's absolutely fine. Stay there, taking a deep breath into the back body, all the way from the crown to your heels. Two more like that. And this is not a stretch where you're letting go.
You do want to have that integrity through your quadricep muscles. Just be sure that you're not letting go completely and collapsing. Now, to end this, we're going to look forward towards your toes, elongate your spine. If you can, you lift your arms up, you bring them all the way up, and you bring them back down again. Excellent. We're going to go into our single leg. So you're going to take let's take your right leg and pull it in, put the foot right into the thigh, okay? And what I want you to do is keep your strap there, you might need it. Now, with this position here, I want you to push them together. Do you feel how your core muscles engage? Now release it, okay? That's important. As we go to bend the body, we want to make sure our core is engaged. So that pressure that you're applying from the inner thigh into the foot is going to help you come into that hinge. So turn your body toward that leg and then push and then start to walk your fingertips forward. Elongate the back of your neck so that you're really feeling like you're pressing down through the shoulders and elongating the back of your neck. So you want to sense that before you let anything fall forward. So keep that pressure through the foot in the leg. Inhale, stay there, elongate the back of your neck. If you want to grab the strap, you could grab the strap and do the same thing by pulling. If you're flexible, you probably don't need that, but that's really going to be up to you, okay? Whatever feels best. Now, if you can grab a hold of your foot or take your strap, then pull a little bit deeper, press through the heel, and let your head and shoulders drop down. See how that feels. We're going right back into that concept again of that tensional integrity through the back of your leg. Why I say it's tensional integrity is because if you're squeezing that quadricep muscle and you're pushing that foot into that thigh, you've got some integrity. You're not collapsing. You're sensing good integrity in your stretch. Passive stretching is not really a smart thing to do. This is not passive at all, even though somebody looking on may believe it to be because we don't look like we're moving. But we have lots of internal work. Now from there, you start to look forward again. You push into that thigh and you lift the arms up and then you lower them down. Excellent. Now that leg right there, see if you can bend it and bring it back. Just like this, okay? From there, what we're going to do is take this arm up and then we're going to just side bend over and let the forearm go onto the mat like this and push. Now I want you to drive that knee down as you reach your arm up and over. From here, rotate that. We did those circles in the thoracic spine, right? So you should be mobile to rotate the thoracic spine toward the mat. Okay, and then you're going to sweep the arm all the way back. Inhale to come forward, rounding the spine and flexing, good, and then opening and extending. So inhaling to come into that rotation with flexion, exhale, reaching back. One more time, inhale, press into the forearm to really give you a push in the stretch, and then come back through. Take your arm overhead now, and then lift yourself back up. Beautiful. We're going to do the other side. So we start again now in the same way we did. And remember to keep your strap handy. We're going to take that left foot and push it into the thigh, sitting up nice and tall. Remember how that integrity is important, that tensional integrity. Release it for a minute. Notice your abs give way. Push, and notice how you get taller, right? Not a bad thing. Turn toward your leg and start to walk your fingers out. This right here is going to be the time when you start to elongate the back of your neck. You're going to want to look up, but don't look into the screen. Elongate the neck. Reach forward and push through your heel. Push the foot into the thigh and squeeze the quadricep. So that's the work. That's why I said this is not static. It's not passive. You're working. You're holding, but you're feeling that integrity in your stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. You can drop forward if it's comfortable for you or grab a hold of your foot, whatever works best for you. Strap can be there, towel, whatever you're using. But take your time to breathe, notice. Think about perhaps the differences from one side to the other. Taking the time to really explore your own body. From there, push into the leg again and with the foot. Elongate the spine, lift your arms up, and then bring them all the way around. You're taking that leg now and you're turning it out. And we're going to put our forearm down on the mat. And then the first thing we do is we take this knee, this right knee, and push it down and reach overhead. So you're feeling that long stretch. Now, rotating like we did in the beginning, those thoracic circles, bringing the hand down toward the floor, and then reaching all the way back and opening. Inhale, sweep that arm forward, flexing and rotating. As you exhale, reach it back and open up. Nice, looks good. Inhale, exhale, reach and open, feel that expansion. Inhale, coming back forward again. Exhale, reach, and you've got 2 more of these. It's almost like you don't want it to end, right? Inhale, and then exhale 1 more time. Be sure not to collapse into that forearm arm. Exhale and reach back. Now side bend, and then come up. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is come into our quadruped position. Quadricep. That's the muscle, not the position. All right, this one here, I'm going to talk you through it a little bit first because you might not have ever done this before. So we're going to take one leg, but legs are somewhat close together. So I'm going to take my front leg right here, okay, and I'm going to cross it over my ankle. And then what I'm going to do is that leg, I'm going to push myself over to that side. And really feel, can you feel that? Stretch all through the side, all those muscles that you may have worked in Josie's class or my class earlier, and then come back again. So this is just a push to the side. Use your hand. Now, if you want it to be more intense, you sit back and push, really push with your hands. Feel that? Yeah. Lift your tailbone up in the air too, and come back again. Now, if you want to make that a little bit more intense, you walk your leg higher, put it right under your, like right in the crease of your knee, and then push out to the side. Ooh-wee. And then push back. That's totally different, right? You really feel that. Pushing those hips and staying there and then coming back. So you're going to the side, but also to the back. Use your hands to give you good leverage in the stretch. And from there, you just come back and release it. Ooh-wee, huh?
Yeah.
Opposite side. Okay, start easy, right? Where it's just at the ankle. Push to the side and then lean back a little bit. And remember to use your hands because the hands are what you're pushing with in order to drive the pelvis back. Just explore what feels good. Maybe you move around a little bit. You don't have to stay static. You can kind of move around a little bit. Okay, come back up again. Go back again into that side stretch and then down into that push back. And then if you want to make it more intense, remember you bring that leg up so that's right here, right at the crease of the knee, and then you push sideways and then back. You might have to flex your foot to keep it there, get slippery pants on. Pushing, really driving the forces back and sideways. One more time, pushing back again, and then coming back. Okay, we're going into the frog stretch. So in the frog stretch, I'm going to face you. Your knees are going to go as wide as possible that you've got width for on the mat. Not too wide, but pretty wide, wider than your shoulders, let's say that, okay? And then you're going to push back. You're going to really feel, this is called frog. You're going to really feel that through the internal part of your hip, yes? Do you feel what I mean? You can come as low down as possible. How's that feel, Josie?
Good.
Good. Yeah, go all the way down if you want to. Some of you are going to be able to go right down to the floor with that frog. But just no sound effects, okay? No ribbits. Pulse a little. Explore. Hoo-wee. Explore that little motion there with the pulsing. You're going to really feel that right in the internal rotators of the hip joint, right in the front. And then come out slowly. Go back in again. Slowly. Shift a little bit side to side. Wiggle. Wag your little frog tail. Have you got a frog tail? Wait a minute, do frogs have tails? No. I don't know about that. Oh, man. Okay, come back up. Ooh-wee. Now, before we go all the way on our backs and get to feel how our bodies are feeling, we're going to do a prone stretch. You're going to come face down. So watch me first because I don't want you looking at the screen when you do this, okay? This is not that difficult here. It's really just a front body stretch. I'm going to be on my forearms. It's called a press up. I'm just going to push up. So you don't even have to lift your forearms up. It depends on what kind of extension you've got. Just push up and you're going to get the front wall of your spine. I'm going to talk about what we'll do from there, okay? You don't have to look, okay? Just know that you've got it, and then I'll talk about what I want you to think about. Legs are reaching long, so everybody push up to where you can. Now look straight ahead. Notice if you're feeling any stretch down the front wall of your spine. Okay, now lift your chest, lift your chin. Bring your tongue up to the roof of your mouth. You might feel that go all the way down the front of your body. And then release. When you release, turn your head to one side. Take a deep breath in. And then press up again. Bring your chin now like you're trying to push it up to the ceiling. Stretching the front of the neck out. All the skin of the neck there, stretch it out. It actually looks better when you stretch it. And then lower down, turn your head the other way. I
I gotta resist. Now from there, you're gonna push yourself over onto your back. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, supine position. Okay, here we are. All right, so you've done some of these stretches with me before, the tick-tock stretch, I call it the tick-tock. First thing you're gonna do though, you're gonna take your leg that's closest, I'll take my right leg, cross it over knee like this, arms out to the sides, okay? And then you're just gonna tick-tock your legs side to side. But what you wanna do is you can have your palms up or down, whatever's comfortable, but you want the shoulder blades to be glued onto the mat. Now I say glued, I should maybe not be so aggressive, but you do what the pressing down so you feel the integrity of the shoulders as you're rotating from the waist down. Good, just allowing that tick-tock sensation. Now, the second part is we come back to the ankle over the knee with the knee open wide, okay, so you're externally rotating that, and you're just gonna tick-tock the legs again, keeping the shoulder blades down into the mat, pressing them down. This should feel really good. Nice. Now from here, we're gonna take that open leg side and we're gonna drop it. We're gonna drop that all the way over. So that open leg, you're gonna go as far over and you're gonna pull this opposite leg with your heel down toward the floor. And that's gonna give you a really nice stretch. Do you feel what I mean? Bring the ankle right onto the side of the thigh. Right onto the side, that's it. And pull, you're gonna feel all the way up into the iliotibial band and down into the hip, and then maybe even into the knee a little bit. Holding that, breathing. Now, what happens is sometimes when we're doing these stretches, we're in motion, we're not really thinking about letting go. But if you take a deep breath in right here, and then you just let go, like you're dropping the leg even further, notice how that changes the stretch. Now, come back up and release. Drop both legs down, elongate your legs, and notice how you feel from one side to the other. Taking that moment to really reflect and see how different it is does two things. It makes you realize what you've just done, and also it gives you motivation to want to do the other side, right? Okay, let's do the other side. Now take your opposite leg, which is your left leg probably, if you did the same as me, and tick-tock the legs. Now you can see the difference in that side compared to the other side. Over. Good. These are really nice active stretches. One more. And then we're taking it back into that open configuration where the knee drops out a little bit and we tick-tock the legs again. Trying to keep the shoulder blades down, keeping your breathing active, natural breathing. Then, that leg, that's the open leg that's on the top here. You're gonna go to that side and you want your foot to come around to the side of the leg as much as it can, hook around, and then you'll get that really big stretch down this whole side, this lateral aspect of your hip, the iliotibial band. And then work on that breathing. Try to see if you can inhale into this entire side of your body. And then when you're exhaling, try to release. The shoulder blade area pressing into the mat, that's your stability right there. That's where you're going to gain your stability from. One more like that, one more big breath. And then as you exhale, release and come back to center. Bring your legs all the way straight down again and notice if they feel more equal. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to be completely supported by the mat. No need to hold on. Notice the bones of your body completely relaxing now. Let your legs open if they want to drop out. Allow your leg bones to be completely supported. Torso, arms, head. And just notice the points of attachment. What do you feel under your calves? What do you feel under your arms? Just notice. Notice areas where there's space, maybe under your neck, under your lower back, under your knees. And without any structured breath, notice the breathing, how your body naturally breathes, the natural flow of rhythm. Just being watchful of the energy going through your body without trying or doing, just watching. Maybe you notice your heartbeat. You can think of this as your body is breathing without it being a diaphragmatic breath. It's just breathing naturally. The cells themselves are breathing. Everything in your body is moving. Complete flow through the whole body. Allow every bone to be completely supported, every muscle, every organ. And as you start to come out of the relaxation, start to stretch and just allow yourself to reach and kind of stretch whatever way feels good. Maybe your arms and legs are reaching, just stretching out. And take your time to roll over to one side. It doesn't matter which side, whatever side's comfortable for you to lie on just momentarily. Let your head drop down. And just stack your legs on top of each other. Stay there breathing. Much more of an active breath now, more dictated through the back of the body. And then when you're ready, just press yourself up into a sitting position. Sit cross-legged for a moment. Reach your arms up. And then when you come down with the arms, they come slowly down, almost like a waterfall, just allowing yourself to calm the central nervous system down. Inhale, reaching up again. And then let your head drop just a little bit. Allow that chest to sink. And then stack your spine back to vertical. And thank you.